What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video we're taking a look at a brand new bundle that Sonible has called the Peer Bundle. This is going to consist of their latest plugin and two new plugins. So their latest plugin was Peer Limit, which I reviewed. It's a very easy to use limiter. And we now have Peer Comp and Peer Verb, which is of course a very easy to use compressor and a very easy to use reverb. These plugins are aimed at content creators and people who don't necessarily want to get into all of the features and parameters of these tools and just want something easy to get great results with. I'll have a link in the description for this bundle. It is an affiliate link. If you want to support the channel and you decide to purchase this, I greatly appreciate you doing it through my link. So I'm going to go over the controls, and of course I will let you hear what it sounds like. This is a singer-songwriter named Me. It's a vocal and a guitar, and I feel like it's the perfect use case for something like these plugins. But starting with Peer Comp, as with all Sonible plugins, we're going to use this green button to learn as we play the track back. And then this drop down, we're going to select the source. And, for this, I've got vocals. Even though it's a vocal and a guitar, I've got it set to vocals. So very easy to use. We just turn this up to get more compression. And as I turn this up, you'll see a green line going around it for your input signal. And then starting on the right, you'll see a red signal moving up. And that's how much gain reduction that you're doing. In the middle, you'll see a waveform. The amount, or this goes from 0 to 100, this compression. Like I said, the more you bring this up, the more compression that you are doing. We have three different compression styles, which is really nice. You have clean, you have mixed, and you have dirty. Clean, of course, is going to give you the most transparent signal. Mix is going to be a mix between clean and colored. And then dirty is going to, of course, be colored. It's going to add a lot of character. And then we have clarity, which is going to add tonal balancing to it. Like, I feel like this is pulled from the spectral compressor from the Smart Comp 2 from Sonible, which you have here with the clarity. Basically, the more you pull up this clarity, the more transparent compression you're going to get, because it's going to smooth out more and more tonal imbalances with the signal. Below here we have A, which is going to be your auto gain. When you see auto, we're at auto gain, and then if that's deselected, you can control your output, and then of course you can bypass it. All right, moving over to Peer Limit, same concept. The more we turn this up or more we move this dial, we're going to get more limiting. We have three different limiting styles: neutral, hard, and soft. And then this gain here is what you're moving here with that. And then inflate is going to turn up your perceived loudness. And that, of course, goes 0 to 100. And then again, we can bypass it. All right, lastly, we have Peer Verb. So getting into Peer Verb, this definitely does more than what I thought that it was going to be. I thought this was just going to give you, I don't know, maybe a room plate and just some really simple controls. We've actually got some really cool features here. So this is going to control your size. The more we turn this up, the bigger size or reverb we're going to get. We have your mix for wet and dry. This synthetic at 0, this is going to be a natural reverb sound. And then as we turn this up all the way to 100, we're going to get more of an artificial reverb sound. And where things really get interesting to me with the Peer Verb is these modes that we have. So normal mode is going to be just your standard reverb, natural reverb. We've got an infinite mode, which is going to create infinite reverb. And then we have a reverse, which is going to reverse the reverb. And then lastly, we have bounce, which makes the reverb bounce as if it's, say like bouncing off of a source or bouncing off of a wall. So I wasn't expecting these different modes here. So we'll get into that, of course, shortly. So I'm going to bypass Peer Limit because it is going to make things really loud here as it engages and turns things up. But we're going to start with Peer Comp. So let's bypass it. And I'm going to play let's move these down so I can see the track. And I'm going to play a little of this bypassed, take a listen to it, and then we'll turn on Peer Comp.
Can we jump around like kids again? Spend the night eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret. So got your number in my phone with no name in it.
All right, so one thing I noticed there, well, before we turn Pure Comp on, this section I got highlighted, it's a little low. Like, listen to it again, and you can hear where it's just lower than the rest of the vocal. So, using compression does turn down loud parts, but it also turns up low parts. This isn't a very dynamic vocal, but because of this imbalance here where this part is low, I want to use the Pure Comp to pull that up. Listen again.
Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret.
All right, so I definitely want to pull that forward with the Pure Comp. Let's take it back to the start, and I'm going to hit play, then we'll hit this so it can learn it, and then we'll adjust some settings. Let's set this to clean.
And we jump around like kids again, spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret. So got your number in my phone with no name in it.
All right, so let's listen to that part. Let's pay attention to the section and hear how Pure Comp handled that. What I'm wanting it to do is pull that section up so that whole section sounds more leveled.
And we jump around like kids again, spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret. So got your number in my phone.
All right, so it definitely pulled it up. We can hear that phrase there a lot more clear. And pay attention to what this is doing in the waveform here. I really like this. So the gray is going to be the uncompressed signal, and you can see how much you're compressing by the red.
I never regret. So got your number in my phone with no name in it. Haven't seen you in a while. Do you still sound the same?
So that difference that you see between the gray and the red is how much that the Pure Comp is squeezing and compressing the signal. This is a really nice way to see how much compression is going on, even though we don't have gain reduction numbers on this to see exactly how much by numbers is going on. You can visually see how much compression is going on, and I really like that. Another thing I really like about this is that you see this red section here. So once we cross 50 or 60 here, it starts to get red, and I believe this is dependent on once it learns the signal. But once this starts to go red, this is a very good indication that you're over compressing. And so I love that it gives you this median here where you know that you're starting to go too far. And again, this is great for people who really don't understand the ins and outs of compression. You can get a very good result here, and you'll know, even though you may not be able to hear that you're overcompressing, you have a good indication here that you are overcompressing. Let's go through these different styles. So that was clean. Let's go. I'm going to play it in clean, then I'm going to jump to mixed, and then I'll jump to dirty. Let's go to, let's move ahead here.
Trying to find my way. Nights like these, I miss hearing your heartbeat. Lying on your chest and the way our lips beat. Said even though a year's gone by, I still can't get you off my mind. Why? If I'm honest, I know it's 'cause you're mine. Promise you never let go like Rose.
You can hear with that dirty, where it's getting just starting to get a touch of distortion there. We can really hear that saturation working. I really like the mix, which is of course giving you that mix between the clean and colored. For this, I'd either go with the clean or the mixed. But I have tried this on drums, and that dirty is really good on drums, just adding some saturation and punch to the signal. All right, let's set that back to mixed, and let's jump over to pure verb now, which has been going. I'm going to increase the size just to make it more apparent here, and play this again. And let's take a listen to pure verb. This is starting with the normal mode. Let's go through the modes first. So this is normal.
Can we jump like kids again. Spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret.
All right, let's go over to infinite.
Can we jump around like kids again? Spend the night.
And reverse.
Can we jump around like kids again? Spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret. So
And bounce.
can we jump around like kids again? Spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret.
All right, so I'm gonna set it back to normal, and let's go through the synthetic. Now, as this is playing, I'm gonna turn up the synthetic from 0 to 100 so you can hear that effect. Again, at 0 we've got a natural sound, and at 100 we've got a more artificial sound.
Can we jump around like kids again? Spend the nights eating junk food and giggling. Precious moments I'll never forget. Having a love like that I would never regret. So got your number in my phone with no name yet. Haven't seen you in a while. Do you still sound the same?
All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna play it, start, and stop it, so you can hear that reverb tail, because that's where you're really gonna hear the difference between the synthetic at 100 and at 0. So this is at 100.
No, just promise you'll never let go like Rose.
And at 0.
No, just promise you'll never let go like Rose.
All right, so that is pure verb. Now, I've already done a full review of pure limit. We'll quickly take a look at it, and we'll just go through these 3 different styles. I'm going to turn this down because, like I said, it's going to get it'll get pretty loud. And let's bring this down to 0. Let's quickly go through these different styles.
No, just promise you'll never let go like Rose. Without you around, my heart grows.
Actually, I'm going to turn this up to where we're getting some limiting, but I'm going to turn down this master fader because, yeah, again, this is going to get loud.
No, just promise you'll never let go like Rose. Without you around, my heart grows cold. I'm frozen and floating on emotional waves, trying to find my way. Nights like these, I miss hearing your heartbeat.
So there's a look at the Pure bundle from Sonible. I really like where they're going with this, and I could definitely see a Pure EQ, because I feel like that's the next step to really round out everything, is to get something in here to EQ your signal and help clean it up. So hopefully they're working on that. But this bundle of 3 plugins you can pick up for $69. Of course, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. And I've been using Pure Limit on my podcast, the Faders Up podcast. I used Pure Comp on this episode that's coming out Friday. I used Pure Comp on all of our vocals, and it came out really well. And I'm becoming a fan of simplicity for things like podcast editing or a vocal and a guitar, just simple tasks that I need to get quick results with, and I don't necessarily have to do or have to deal with, dialing in a bunch of parameters. Definitely going to be using Pure Verb as well, and I think I'm going to try to use it as my go-to tracking reverb. I normally use One Knob Wetter from Waves, which is, the one knob, and I just turn it up. But something like this, I feel, can be really good for a tracking reverb as well, just to get some quick reverb going as I'm tracking vocals. But definitely comment and let me know what you think of this bundle, and comment and let me know what plugins you're using to get quick, fast, easy results. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up, and if you want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.